Just focus on rotating the racket head to lift the spin. The moment you engage your upper arm or back up from the table, you'll be jammed by the pace. Today, I'm going to teach you 2 key techniques for your serve return. First, let's handle the short ball to your forehand. In matches, when you push this short ball, it often pops up high. And if you try to flick it, you often make unforced errors. Most short forehand serves have very light spin, not heavy side spin or underspin. So, how can we return this ball low and aggressively to prevent an attack? The first method is to use a forehand drive racket angle, not a flick angle, as the latter can easily go into the net. I prepare by setting my racket face at a slightly open, 2 o'clock angle. At the point of contact, lock your wrist and push forward using only your forearm. This will make your flick very heavy and hard to return. It is crucial to keep your wrist still. Any extra wrist movement will cause the ball to go long. So, remember these 3 points: 1. A 2 o'clock racket angle. 2. A locked wrist. 3. Drive forward with the forearm. When pushing forward, open up your wrist and lock it in place. Do not hook your wrist. If your wrist is hooked, you'll tend to flick the ball out of bounds. That's why you must open your wrist and push forward. Keep the wrist open and push. This technique works for penhold grip as well. This technique is incredibly effective against topspin, no spin, and light spin serves. It's a universal solution for short balls. However, you must combine it with good placement. Whether the serve is underspin, no spin, or side spin topspin, you can use this method to flick it. This is a universal technique. But for extremely heavy underspin, you may need to drive slightly more upwards. For regular serves, a direct forward push is perfect. The key is to keep the racket angle slightly open, not too closed. Lock your wrist and punch forward with your forearm. Now let's have Xiaolu demonstrate. If she can do it, so can you. You're still using your wrist. Using the wrist slows down the shot. The power must come from the forearm. Drive forward with the forearm. Excellent. That's it. Now I'll serve with more spin. The last one was light side spin topspin, this one is pure underspin. Don't be afraid of the spin. Drive forward and slightly upward. That's it. Many high-level amateur players, especially penholders, use this forward punch. The return is heavy and awkward to handle, much better than a passive high push. You can use this technique to handle light underspin, no spin, and side spin topspin serves. However, for extremely heavy backspin that kicks back, you can't flick it. You should use a short push or drop shot instead. Now for our second key technique, the principle of the short push. The reason players struggle with this shot is incorrect timing. If you contact the ball late, it will go half long. To execute a good short push, you must take the ball as early as possible, right after it bounces. The second point, watch this demonstration. When my hand is close to the ball, the push is very short. When my hand is further away, the ball goes long. Your push goes long because your hand is too far from the ball. Even with a soft touch, the forward momentum will carry it out. You have to get closer to the ball. The closer your racket is to the ball at contact, the shorter your return will be. Wherever the ball is, meet it there. Get your racket right next to it, almost as if there's no space between your racket and the ball. The closer you are, the better you can control the short game. If you're too far, the ball will always go half long. You can't control it. So, for a short push, getting close is mandatory. The third point for all short game, including pushes and drop shots, is to aim for the white line on top of the net. When I execute a short push or a long push, I control the trajectory by aiming my shot to just skim over that white line. By aiming for that trajectory, your ball will stay low over the net. Otherwise, your push will pop up high. The fourth key to the short push is using subtle hand control. A true short push has minimal forward motion. If you have a long follow-through, you can't keep it short. Contact the ball and stop, using a slight downward motion. This applies to the backhand as well. Just a small downward touch will keep it short. If you add forward motion with your forearm, the ball will go long. So, the short push is a very compact motion, using a quick touch without much movement forward, up, or down. Let me demonstrate. Focus on the rhythm and timing. Take it early. Actually, serves with light spin are the easiest to drop short. Professionals struggle because of the intense spin, but most amateur serves are perfect for you to control this way. Remember the 5 keys: contact early, stay close to the ball, use a compact motion, use a quick touch, and aim for the top of the net. If you use inverted rubber, your push will have underspin. If you use pimples, you can generate reverse spin by brushing the side of the ball, not by pushing straight down. Next, let's learn how to attack the long serve, because looping a long side spin underspin serve can be very difficult. This is a tough ball to loop in a match, so your instinct is probably to just push it back. But if you push it, your opponent will just loop it with even more spin, which is very hard for you to block. So I'll teach you a pro tip for the backhand loop against heavy underspin. First, the faster the serve, the less you should back up. Against a half-long ball, you can wait and loop it. But against a fast, deep serve, your timing must be quick and aggressive, right off the bounce. Our normal backhand loop has a slower, more deliberate rhythm. You must meet the ball in front of you. Trust me, I am very confident returning this fast underspin serve. Even against world-class players, I won't miss this return, because my timing is correct. First rule, don't stand too far from the table. Second, your backswing must be compact. Prepare here, in front of your body, not behind it. Third, match the rhythm. A serve and attack is a 1-2 beat. Returning a fast serve is an even quicker 1-2 beat. The rhythm is fast, 1-2. It's not a slow 1-2. You'll be too late and get jammed by the ball. To properly loop this fast underspin, your arm mechanics must be centered around your elbow. Drop your forearm, rotate the racket head through the ball, and then stop the motion. Remember, if you involve your upper arm, you will get jammed every time. Use your elbow as the pivot and drop the forearm. Then, rotate the racket head and stop. The incoming serve already provides the pace and power. Your job is just to lift it, and this technique is more than enough. Just focus on rotating the racket head to lift the spin. The moment you engage your upper arm or back up from the table, you'll be jammed by the pace. A large motion means your contact is not precise enough, and you will eat the spin. That's the principle. Also, many players take a big backswing. The bigger your backswing, the more likely you'll get jammed. No body rotation, no big backswing. Stay in front. Drop your forearm, then accelerate the racket head through the ball. Don't drop your elbow, or you'll get jammed. The key is the rotation of the racket head. My racket goes from this angle all the way to this angle, which allows me to loop any ball in a match. The quality of the loop might vary, but I can always get it on the table because rotating the racket head generates the necessary friction to lift the spin. If you try to loop with a fixed racket angle, you will never be able to lift heavy spin. Accelerate. Good, accelerate. Rotate the racket head. Great shot. My serve has the same amount of spin as before. You only miss because of your own technique, which makes you feel like the spin is heavier. Every problem in table tennis has a solution. Why did Xiaolu miss that? Because her entire arm moves as one unit. It's a natural instinct to use the whole body for power, but this makes your motion and your contact point imprecise. Pivot from the elbow, accelerate the forearm quickly, and match the ball's speed. The spin on this serve is heavy, causing the ball to dip sharply. A large, slow motion is simply too late to adjust. There it is. Pivot from the elbow. Yes, accelerate the racket head. Alright, let's summarize what we learned today. First, for the forehand return of short serves, accept heavy spin 1. Use a 2 o'clock racket angle. 2. Open your wrist. 3. Drive forward with your forearm. Second, for the short push, contact the ball at the peak of the bounce and use a compact, downward motion from your starting position, not a forward push. Aim for the white line on top of the net. And most importantly, stay close to the ball. The closer you are, the more control you have. Finally, for the backhand loop against underspin, first, don't stand too far back. Second, keep your backswing compact. Keep your backswing a little further from your body. Don't bring it too close. Third, at contact, use your elbow as a pivot, drop your forearm, and snap it forward, rotating the racket head. Keep your upper arm and elbow stable. When you get that forearm acceleration, you'll be able to lift any underspin.